Welcome to Bledsoe Rail Products production of Amtrak at 40. Since the creation of the railroads in the 1800s until today, the railroads have always transported people. Between the 1800s all the way to the 1920s, traveling by train was the fastest and most economical way for Americans to travel. All of the different railroads provided passenger service on each of their respective rail lines. However, with the increased preference of airplane and automobile travel, rail travel began losing its place as the quickest and most inexpensive way to travel. By the 1960s, the railroads began losing money on passenger trains. Rail service began to decline as the railroads began focusing more on the profitability of freight rather than passengers. As a result, a change was inevitable if America was to continue to have the availability of railroad travel throughout the country. On February 14, 1969, negotiations began. 2 years and 2.5 months later, on May 1st of 1971, the National Railroad Passenger Corporation, more commonly known as Amtrak, took over most of the passenger service across the United States. At that time, all of the major railroads, except for 3, agreed to allow Amtrak to take over the passenger operations in America. Those 3 were the Denver and Rio Grande Western, the Chicago, Rock Island and Pacific, and the Southern Railway. Of the 3 railroads that opposed the Amtrak takeover, none of them exist today. In 1989, the Denver and Rio Grande Western, by way of the Southern Pacific, was merged into the Union Pacific. The Chicago, Rock Island and Pacific went bankrupt in 1980, and the Southern Railway merged with the Norfolk and Western Railroad to form the Norfolk and Southern Railway in 1982. Even though those roads didn't make it to 2011, Amtrak did and is still rolling strong today. Join the cameras of Bledsoe Rail Products as we look at the images and video of Amtrak at 40. Let's begin with an eyewitness account of the first day of Amtrak. Here's Mike Bledsoe.
Myself, as well as my wife and 2 of my children, boarded along with at least 50 other passengers at Fort Worth around noon on Saturday, May the 1st of 1971. There were at least, safe to say, 150 plus passengers that were going to ride down to Houston on that last official Santa Fe train. It was a good time for all that did ride. About 3 hours later, number 15 arrived in Temple, Texas. The meet with number 16, the northbound, which on May 1st, 1971, was the first official Amtrak train that had departed Houston around 8 o'clock that Saturday morning. Little did any of us that got off in Temple know just how many would be on that northbound first Amtrak. Those that rode out of Fort Worth deliberately knew that we were going to go to Temple, riding the last official Santa Fe train, and that an hour and a half after we arrived in Temple, we would ride back to Fort Worth on the first official Amtrak train, number 16, the Texas Chief. When the northbound Amtrak arrived in Temple, there were over 300 passengers that had boarded in Houston that morning and were riding northbound, so they could say they rode the very first official Amtrak train, which was May 1st, 1971. When we boarded the train, when I say we, my wife and 2 of the children, along with 50 other passengers that had come down on this last Santa Fe train, we found that there were over 400 total passengers riding, and it was a joyous time by all that rode the first train. The earlier years of Amtrak saw a lot of changes. The consist early on were mixed. For example, in Texas, in the Fort Worth area where we lived, within a matter of just weeks, the Santa Fe red and silver locomotives were replaced by former Union Pacific locomotives, E9s, that were painted yellow with the Union Pacific logos removed. We occasionally had some former Penn Central locomotives. Most of the time, the motive power on the trains running through Fort Worth were either the Santa Fe F7s or the former Union Pacifics. The consist of the passenger trains the first year or two were varied, but many could say the early Amtrak trains were rainbow trains. A lot of changes took place the first few years of Amtrak. From 1971 until the Amtrak received new locomotives that they purchased themselves, many of the trains that were in Amtrak had a variety of motive power. Many of them were E8, E9s. Amtrak's new locomotives came in to the system in 1973. Notable on most of the routes were EMD locomotives from General Motors, SDP 40Fs. On the eastern roads, which were under electric power, new electric type locomotives were purchased.
The SDP 40Fs ran on Amtrak from 1973 to the early 1980s. While reliable, the SDP 40Fs had derailment issues at high speeds, limiting their maximum operating speed. Most were off of Amtrak's roster by the early 1980s. Here are a few vintage images of the SDP 40Fs in action in Texas, including a few cab shots that my father got in the cab of an SDP 40F in Fort Worth, Texas in the 1970s. Even though the SDP 40Fs were dependable, Amtrak was still in need of a reliable but safe locomotive that would not be restricted from high speeds. Enter the EMD F40PH. The F40PH would become known as the locomotive that saved Amtrak. They were Amtrak's primary road units from the late 1970s through the late 1990s. Amtrak at one point rostered 216 of these units, and they were used system-wide on short trains as well as long-distance trains. Although the EMD F40PHs gave way to more fuel-efficient locomotives by the year 2000, some of them are still in use today as powerless locomotives, like the 90229 shown here. Let's look at some live footage of the F40PH locomotives while they were in service.
Illinois. Train number 4. Amtrak train number 5, the California Zephyr, Galesburg, Illinois. Amtrak train number 5, the California Zephyr, departing Galesburg, Illinois, westbound. Fort Worth, or Temple, Austin, San Antonio, with connections to El Paso, Tucson, Phoenix, and Los Angeles. Amtrak Desert Wind at Devore, California.
Let's take a look at some of the sights and sounds at a typical Amtrak station. This station is Fort Worth, Texas in 1991.
Texas. Street, Fort Worth, Texas. Amtrak train number 22. Texas. Amtrak train number 21, the Texas Eagle, departs Fort Worth, Texas for Cleburne, Temple, Austin, and San Antonio. Street overpass, Fort Worth, Texas. Amtrak train number 21.
By the early 1990s, Amtrak again was ready for a locomotive upgrade. In 1993, General Electric introduced the P40 series locomotives. These locomotives have been referred to by many different names. They are most commonly referred to as the Genesis series by General Electric. These are the locomotives that Amtrak uses today. Here are a few scenes of the Genesis locomotives in action.
Locomotive 45. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars. Next stop will be Cleburne, Texas, McGregor, Texas, Temple, Texas, Taylor, Texas, Austin, San Marcos, New Braunfels, and San Antonio. Amtrak train number 21, the Eagle, Joshua, Texas, Tuesday, February the 15th, 2011, southbound. Locomotive 184.
Although the SDP-40Fs, the F-40PH, and the P-40 locomotives are most commonly used by Amtrak, they did have other locomotives throughout the years. Here are a few images and video of some of these locomotives. Amtrak serves most of the states in the continental United States. The three regions where Amtrak is most commonly used are the Northeast Corridor between Washington, D.C. and New York City, the Chicago area, and in California. Here are some scenes from all three of these regional areas. We begin in the Northeast Corridor and then off to Chicago from 2011, followed by a few scenes of Amtrak California from 2007.
The Excella Express departing Wilmington for Baltimore and Washington, D.C. Trenton, New Jersey, Amtrak locomotive number 945. Northeast Regional commuter service. The Amtrak station, Stockton, California. This is a former Santa Fe depot. California train 711, Stockton, California. California train, eastbound 7 714 eastbound, departing Stockton, California for Bakersfield. Amtrak California train number 715, San Joaquin, crossing Scotts Avenue, eastbound for Bakersfield. Saturday, May 12, 2007, 5:30 p.m. California 6962 8808 6464 8022 and Amtrak California locomotive 2004. Scotts Avenue, Stockton, California. Westbound Amtrak, California, San Joaquin, approaching the Stockton, California depot. Train 537, the Capital Corridor train, leaving Martinez, California.
Through the years, Amtrak has had many different paint schemes. Here are a few of them. Which is the best? Well, we'll let you decide. To celebrate their 40th anniversary, Amtrak painted a few locomotives back into some of their previous paint schemes. Enjoy the sights and sounds of some of these celebratory locomotives.
Amtrak train number 21, the Eagle, Joshua, Texas. Friday, February the 11th, 2011. Locomotive number 145, painted in the new Amtrak Heritage paint scheme. Amtrak train number 22, the Eagle, Broadway Street, Fort Worth, February the 12th, 2011. Locomotive number 145. You will note this special paint scheme says Amtrak 1971 to 2011. Jim Pullman, the first Pullman sleeper of Amtrak, is the second car in this consist. Third car is the diner. The Dome Lounge is the fourth car. This train is northbound, approaching the depot in Fort Worth, slowing for the stop signal at Tower 55. Amtrak train number 22, locomotive 145, arriving Fort Worth, Texas, Saturday, February the 12th, 2011. Locomotive 145 is painted in one of the new 1971-2011 Heritage paint schemes. Pullman, George M. Pullman car. Again, locomotive 145. It says Amtrak 1971 to 2011. Saturday, February the 12th, 2011, Broadway Street, Fort Worth. Fort Worth, Texas, Saturday, February the 12th, 2011. coming into view is the George M. Pullman, Amtrak's first Pullman car.
Amtrak train number 21 with Amtrak Heritage Locomotive 184 trailing and Amtrak Locomotive 519 in the lead at Joshua, Texas on May the 17th, 2011. Amtrak train number 21 departing Cleburne, Texas with new Amtrak Heritage locomotives 519 and 184 on May the 17th, 2011.
Saturday, May the 28th, 2011. Second locomotive, Amtrak number 11, third locomotive, sleeping car 39018, sleeping car 32075, diner 37006, lounge car 33000, chair car 34134, chair car 31036, and chair car 34087. Chair car 34087. Chair car 31036. Chair car 34134. Dome Lounge car 33000. Cafe Diner 37006. Amtrak Sleeper 32075. And Amtrak Crew Sleeper 39018. Amtrak locomotive number 11, which most likely will come off here in Fort Worth and go on the Heartland Flyer. Locomotive number 94 and locomotive number 156. Heritage Red, 1971 to 2011. Broadway Street, Fort Worth, Texas, Saturday, May the 20th. Car is dome car number 33000. Texas Eagle is backing southbound by our location. First car is chair car. Followed by another chair car. The third chair car. Dome Lounge 33000. Cafe Diner. Amtrak Sleeper from Los Angeles to Chicago. The Crew Sleeper. Locomotive number 11. Locomotive number 73. And Amtrak Heritage number 156. Celebrating 40 years of Amtrak, 1971 to 2011. Street, Fort Worth, Sunday, May the 29th, 2011. '56, 73, 11. Crew Sleeper. Amtrak sleeper from Los Angeles to Chicago. Cafe Diner. Dome car 33000. Followed by 3 chair cars. The last chair car is the chair car that came from Los Angeles to San Antonio. Next destination will be Dallas, Texas, followed by Mineola, Longview, Marshall, Texarkana, Little Rock, Poplar Bluff, St. Louis, Springfield, Illinois, and Chicago. It will arrive in Chicago on Memorial Day, May 30th. Today's date, Sunday, May the 29th, 2011, Fort Worth, Texas.
To commemorate the 40th year of Amtrak, Amtrak created a rolling museum of Amtrak's history, the 40th Anniversary Exhibit Train.
Broadway Street, Fort Worth, Texas, Sunday, January the 1st, 2012. Amtrak train number 22, the Texas Eagle, with the Amtrak Heritage train and equipment. Locomotive 85, Locomotive 822, Locomotive 406, Pacific View, Amtrak baggage, dormitory car, anniversary car, store, and Amtrak equipment.
Amtrak was created in 1971 and is still going strong today, even though, as these images show, they have occasionally needed a helping hand. Happy 40th anniversary, Amtrak. This concludes Bledsoe Rail Products' feature presentation of Amtrak at 40. We leave you now with some images from inside the Amtrak's 40th anniversary exhibit train. Thank you for watching.